You know that feeling, right? When you're just totally overwhelmed by anxiety. But what if the help we need isn't just one thing? Today, we're going to dive into this really powerful way of thinking about support, breaking it all down into two simple forces: light versus sound. So this line right here, this is from a guy named Phil, and it's pretty much the heart of this entire idea. He doesn't just see a support network, He sees two totally different forces at play. And that's not just a clever phrase. It's a whole new way of looking at how we get through the day. So let's actually dig into what light and sound support really means. Dealing with anxiety, yeah, it can feel super isolating. And half the time, it's hard to even figure out what kind of help to ask for. What's so amazing about this framework is that it gives us a new lens, a much clearer way to see and even talk about our own support systems. I mean, really think about that for a second. What if, instead of just saying, I need help, you could actually pinpoint the kind of support you need in that exact moment? This is way more than just a metaphor. It's a real, practical tool for communicating. Okay, so what are these two types of support? Phil really breaks it down for us. He sees them as two completely different categories, totally distinct, but both are absolutely essential for him to navigate his day. This slide right here really gets to the core of it. Think of light support as, well, ambient. It's that person you don't even have to talk to. Just knowing they're there, knowing they're in your corner, gives you this constant, reassuring feeling. It's always on. Now, sound support is the complete opposite. It's not passive at all. It's a direct conversation you decide to start. It's focused, it's intentional, and it's aimed at a very specific problem you need to talk through. And I love this. Phil doesn't just call these people his support system. He calls them his superheroes. And that's brilliant, right? Because it perfectly illustrates how each person can have a different kind of superpower. So let's meet a few of the key players on his team. First up is Chris, who Phil calls Captain Smiley, and he is the perfect example of sound support. When Phil has a specific problem, Chris is his go-to guy. And notice this, Phil doesn't say Chris gives the best advice or solves his problems. He says Chris is a great listener. That's his superpower. And this gets to the very heart of why sound support is so incredibly powerful. A great listener, like Chris, doesn't just jump in with solutions. Nope. Instead, they create this space that validates how you're feeling, a space where you can actually hear your own thoughts out loud, more clearly. You don't just feel listened to, you feel heard. And that's a huge difference. Now, of course, some superheroes have more than one power. And in Phil's life, there's one person who really embodies both types of support, which makes her an unbelievably powerful ally to have in his corner. For Phil, his mom is both. He says she is sound versus light. She gives him that constant, always-on light support. Just knowing she's in his life is a comfort. But she can also switch modes in an instant, becoming that focused, active, sound support when he really truly needs someone to listen. So understanding this framework is one thing, but actually using it, that's when this idea becomes a game changer. So how do you actually ask for sound support when you need it? Let's break down a really clear, practical way to kick off that conversation. This is so incredibly useful. Okay, imagine you need to talk to someone like Chris Captain Smiley. Step 1, the opener. It's simple, it's low pressure. Step 2, you're clearly stating the need and the emotion behind it. And step 3, this is the key. You set the expectation. By saying, I just need someone to listen, you give them a super clear role, and you take all the pressure off of them to fix it. And that makes it so much easier for them to give you exactly the support you actually need. We've seen how powerful this is for Phil, so now it's our turn. The most important part of this whole thing is to turn this lens back on our own lives and start to really identify our own team of superheroes. And hey, if there's one thing to take away from all of this, let it be this. You don't need one person who does everything for you. It's about building a team, a diverse team. Some people in your life are your light. Their presence is enough. Others are your sound. They're your dedicated listeners. Both are absolutely invaluable. And that's the question I want to leave you with. Really, take a minute and think about it. Who provides that constant, reassuring light for you? And who can you turn to when you really need the focused, intentional power of sound? Because recognizing them, that's the first step to truly appreciating the amazing team you already have around you.